We do have a strong to severe storm threat, though, this afternoon. Right now, it's in the 70s in the upstate and northeast Georgia, 60s in our mountain towns. Dew points around the 70-degree mark for most in the upstate and northeast Georgia. And unfortunately, when the dew point gets that high, it's a measure of the stickiness in the air, and we're right back to oppressive feelings. If you're going to be out there, just know that there's going to be a wall of humidity that you walk into when you get outside. We are looking right now, again, at a couple pockets of rain throughout the mountains. This is something we'll see on and off through midday. Upstate and northeast Georgia are nice and dry, and we are watching this next round of thunderstorms. They are currently severe storms near Chattanooga. It splits through the mountains of parts of Georgia, and it's headed down toward Atlanta with that bottom half. At this point, these storms are about 90 miles away from the upstate and our mountain towns. They are moving quickly, though, so we're talking over the next few hours to see them approach. And while we are expecting some weakening, it's possible to hear a couple rumbles of thunder before we get to midday. The afternoon, however, that's when this next burst of rain and storms that's currently out in central Mississippi will start to make its way in. You'll notice there's a nice break in between round 1 and then round 2. That's going to be the secondary round that brings the bigger severe threat to our area by late today. A slight risk in yellow for northeast Georgia and most of the mountains, and enhanced risk today across the upstate central areas and out into the southern areas of Rutherford County, Polk County, and even just south of Hendersonville. So things will get a little dicier into the afternoon. Futurecast starting to show some sign of those mountain showers by midday. I think we'll see a little more than what's popping up here. And even for the afternoon, 3 p.m., as storms begin to bubble up, we may see a few more of them than Futurecast is really allowing us to go through today. So just know that all the way through the dinner hour, you're going to have to be mindful of strong to severe weather. Our bigger risks today include large hail and high winds. These are going to be the two things that could create the most problems. However, we can't rule out entirely a brief flood concern, downpours that cause poor drainage, and of course a brief tornado can't be ruled out either. But again, damaging wind and hail are the bigger threats. Highs today reach 87 degrees in the upstate with those strong afternoon storms. Even if you end up missing a thunderstorm, you're looking at a very breezy and hot day. Mountain towns 81 today with afternoon storms really ramping up and wind gusts over 25 miles per hour. By tomorrow, it shapes up a lot nicer. Tomorrow's the first day of summer. It'll end up in the 80s to lower 90s, lots of sun. Over the weekend, we're back to your typical June pattern where all day we could see an isolated storm threat, but both days are looking at generally dry conditions with temperatures in the 80s to near 90 degrees. Next week, minimal rain and storms as well. Now I want to get to your riding forecast, sponsored by Harley-Davidson of Greenville. Riding this weekend again, you'll have to dodge a few showers and storms, but both days you should have enough dry time to get out and about. It'll hit 90 in the upstate, 84 in North Carolina. Again, not a washout, but still looking at some isolated storms that could be a bit strong at times. So make sure you're paying very close attention to where you're riding as you want to avoid the significant storm potential.